My IQ is 200, bitch. I'm smarter than you'll ever be.
Yeah.
And I'm not bitter about being in tag because I got to
sweating.
learn from watching all. Oh, yeeeehaw!
Oh, shit. All right.
Ye fucking haw, dude. Ride them, cowboy. Ride them.
You doesn't.
Yeah.
Shit. All right.
If you're at a bar and you're wearing one of those, you have to go, yo! At least like once.
When the
I'd
live
probably
band finishes a song, or if the banjo player's going ding 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 really fast, you have to go ow all the time.
Yes. Yeah. Because you hurt yourself.
Yeah, it hurts when
Yeah.
music is that good.
It does.
Mm.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you're a big time cowboy now.
Yeah,
so that's why you're
yeah,
wearing that.
dude, dog, you going on back to do the same. Y'all thought we were dead, but not. We're on back to do the same.
That's where you've been the past couple weeks.
I've been wearing a cowboy
Cowboy
hat,
City.
so I couldn't record. That's it. I just had a couple honky tonks and badonkadonks that I had to hit. Both,
Yeah.
I hit a honky tonk and I found a badonkadonk when I had to hit
Nice.
both. So,
That's a successful week.
couple of weeks. We've been gone.
We've been gone, but now we're back.
People thought we were dead, but only
Dude,
on the inside.
Everyone was commenting. Thousands of people were commenting. Oh my God, where are they? Where'd they go? Are they
Yeah.
dead?
Guys, I'm going to
It's like,
kill
calm
myself if
down.
Dude Same doesn't drop another episode. I promise. I'm going to do it.
I saw 18 like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
It was crazy. But we're back, so everyone can calm the fuck down. Should we pull a quest?
Yeah.
Let's get this episode started. Yay! Ha!
Hey, doggies.
What would be the most practical superpower to have? Practical. Not the coolest, just the most practical.
Yeah, like the most logical and the one that just
Yeah.
makes the most sense. Sure. What would yours be?
That's easy. I think easily teleportation. Because no travel time, that's just like you could go anywhere, do anything you want. Vacation is no longer an issue financially, and if anything's happening like an emergency, you can be there and you can visit your friends and your loved ones all the time whenever you want. You don't have to worry about traveling for work. You can do, and it just opens up so many options. I think
Could
that's-
you talked about like you don't have to worry financially about vacation. So in theory, could you teleport into like a bank vault, grab a bunch of money, and then teleport out?
Yeah, you could, but I imagine if like in my fantasy, it's like everyone has this now. This is like a new thing that everyone. Well, then it's not really a superpower. Then
No,
it's just
that's-
normal.
that's just
Okay,
like a
so
human
then
ability.
yeah, you're right. If it's your superpower and you're the only one who has it, then yeah, you could do that and you might not get caught. But in my fantasy, it's like, what if everyone had this ability to teleport, and then it becomes the new way of transportation, and all of your teleports are logged somewhere online, and so like people can know if you teleported into a bank vault, or you just can't because they can like make anti-teleportation zones. I'm getting too far into this.
Yeah.
I should write a book about it.
Well, if you were talking about superpowers, though, like that's my thought. And of course, my first thought is, oh, I can teleport. Let me steal people's money. 'Cause I'm just a piece of shit, I
You're a
guess.
terrible person.
Yeah. But,
You're a villain. I'm a hero.
that's a good point. There's a point right there. Why are we getting so many villain movies? Why do I need to know why Cruella wanted to kill a bunch of dogs? I don't care.
Yeah, I'm not going to see it. I actually watched the pitch meeting video for that. Do you watch those pitch meeting videos?
No, I haven't seen them.
Well, they're pretty funny. It's just this guy who, I have a movie for you. Oh, what's the movie about? And he just like pitches a movie to himself playing the movie executive. Anyway, he just points out all the flaws in the movies as he's pitching the movie. And I watched it for Cruella, and it just sounds like it's a terrible movie. Of course, he makes every movie sound terrible the way he does these videos. But this one was like, okay, objectively, like this just seems so stupid.
I saw a really good analogy. One of my buddies told me this. He's like, you ever like thought about the fact that it's like Disney's Joker? It's
Yeah,
like, you know, that
exactly.
movie Joker that came out. It's like, oh, here's a
Yeah.
backstory for a really insane person that just like kills a bunch of people and like a horrible, horrible person. Here's their backstory, a whole 2 hours of it. And so Disney was like, all right, so there's this chick and she just wants to slaughter a bunch of dogs and wear them. So we're going to give you 2 hours on why she wants to do that.
Right. Yeah. That's actually that's one of the first things that was in the pitch meeting videos. He goes, "Oh, so you remember that character from 101 Dalmatians, Cruella, who wants to kill and skin puppies?" "Yeah, I do." "Well, we're gonna make a movie about that and her origin story." "Oh, I don't think I want to see that." "No, but you do though, because we're gonna make it really cool." And yeah.
Right. Because Disney just goes, no, fuck you, and buy a ticket. And you go, okay.
Yeah, like it's just a money grab. And apparently, the way that the movie is, it's like they're not really explaining how she became extremely evil and wanted to skin puppies. Like that doesn't really have anything to, it's like not really related to that. And at the end of it, as a viewer, and I haven't watched it, so I don't know for sure, but at the end of it, as a viewer, you wouldn't feel like this character would go off and skin puppies. You're rooting for her, and she's like basically kind of a good person. You know?
Yeah,
Like,
see, but also like in the trailer, there's a bunch of Dalmatian like hints. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Like I saw the trailer come up like on TV, just a commercial, I think. And I was like, oh my God, like shut up. She's all black and white still, you know, and then there every now and then there's like a Dalmatian like poster or something. Like, shut up. Like, God.
Basically shut up. And
yeah.
What do you think is the most practical superpower, basically?
Oh, absolutely, without a doubt, for me, it would be germ vision.
Vision.
Yeah, like X-ray vision, but like I just like snap and I can see all germs everywhere.
Why
instantly.
Wouldn't you just like get scared all the time everywhere you are?
Yeah.
Because there's germs everywhere.
Right. Well, my theory is to convince me that I have a reason not to go outside. I'm not a huge fan of, you know, anywhere else except for my room with my dog. And so germ vision, I would step outside, I would see all the germs, and I would go, I'm good.
So this is just to help you stay inside. And
right. Because nobody then could
pale.
call me like a piece of shit for wanting to lay in bed. Because I'm like, dude, if only you could see all the germs that I can see, you would stay in bed too. But no, like when I go into like a public restroom and I could just like snap and I would see all the germs and I could, by that point, because I would have lived with the power for so long, I would have like a threshold in my mind of whether that level of germs was accessible and acceptable. And, you know what I mean?
Germs are gonna like color coded or something somehow, you know.
Yeah,
which
yeah,
ones
yeah.
Are well,
this
you
one's
wouldn't know until you're
herpes. This one's
colorblind.
just cold. You know, this one's just common flu.
I mean, I would stay away from all of those ones. I can't. Yeah, I'm trying to think of an example of germs that we don't have to be afraid of, but we only know of the ones that we have to be afraid of.
There's there's people always say, "Oh, there's so much bacteria in your mouth," and or
it's
whatever,
true. But we got some kick-ass immune systems, and we can deal with that shit.
We
but
do.
The more that we domesticate ourselves, the more that we domesticate ourselves as a human being, the worse it's gonna be, and the worse we will react to viruses. So that's scary.
Yeah,
I need to go outside more often and eat some dirt so that I can have a good immune system. Because
did you know if apparently if you're low on iron, like if you're anemic, one of the symptoms is if you have a desire to eat dirt, you might be anemic. And I'm like, if I was ever, hey man, you want these chicken strips? Nah, you know what sounds really good? Some soil. Yeah, just some soil sounds really good. I wouldn't think. Maybe I'm low on iron. I would think maybe I should go to therapy.
Insane.
Maybe I should check out therapy and see what the deal is with that.
Check myself into a mental hospital.
Yeah. Did you catch any of that Mayweather-Logan Paul fight last night?
No, I don't. I mean, I don't have cable. I don't know, or pay-per-view. I don't know. I didn't, but I heard that it was no one was declared a winner because it was just an exhibition match and nobody was knocked out.
That's how you know that Andy and I both just grew up like fairly poor, is because we're like, no, I don't have cable.
Yeah,
it's like, cable's a luxury. I don't have that.
Yeah.
But
it's
no,
weird.
yeah,
I mean,
so
I
anyway.
did. But it's weird though. To that point, actually, real quick, tangent. Like we had cable growing up. Our parents paid for cable, so we grew up with like TV channels to switch from. And I just remember when I went to college, how easy it was to stop doing that. And I didn't pay for cable. I didn't have cable. And once I stopped having cable, I was like, why did I ever feel like I needed cable? Like I lost the urge to ever, let me just channel surf. I don't know. I don't ever need it again. I have Netflix and Hulu, and that's good enough.
Right. Exactly. Well, and it goes to say like how bad broadcast TV is now. It's like not interesting at all.
Yeah, and the ratings and stuff for all channels are just like dropping by the year so much, by the millions. And that's weird. It's weird to see that cable is probably going to go extinct soon, and it'll all just be streaming services and platforms.
Well, that's the other thing too. Like on my side in sports, this is not an interesting discussion to anybody probably, but so specifically with baseball, professional baseball, they have like these blackout rules. So like we grew up in Iowa, right? And that means that we can't stream because we're in the region for these teams. And if you live in Iowa, you're not allowed to stream like St. Louis baseball, Minnesota baseball, Chicago baseball, Milwaukee, Wisconsin baseball. You're not allowed to stream any of those because you're in like the blackout region for MLB. And there's these regional cable networks that own all the rights to these games. And so there is like, if you have Dish Network in Iowa, you can watch no baseball at all. Because all the regional like cable channels have like a hold on them. It's a whole
That's
thing.
really stupid.
But it's so dumb, dude. It's so dumb. But
it's
anyway,
so dumb at the same time.
but within like a year or so, what's going to happen is these regional networks are just going to privatize themselves and let people buy their channel individually for like $10 a month or something and watch their team. And then people will just abandon cable altogether.
Yeah. Man, weird to see that happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure that even though there wasn't a declared winner, that Floyd Mayweather kicked his ass. I mean,
yeah. So I caught like the last 3 rounds illegally for free because I was not about to spend my money on that shit.
Right.
But it was like what? So did you watch the Mike Tyson fight a few months ago?
Yes, I did see that one. I did see that.
So you like it was like 2 old men just kind of like playing around in the ring. Like Tyson looked good. Tyson could have beat the shit out of him, I think, but it was like kind of like watching your 2 grandpas kind of like shove each other around. And it made me think then, and this Logan Paul thing just confirmed it, like this exhibition boxing thing is weird, man. Like we're paying so much money for these people to not really fight. And now there's this whole conspiracy where they think that Mayweather knocked him out in the middle of the fight and caught him and held him up until he woke back up so that the fight could continue. Yeah, and honestly, it's kind of damning, the evidence. I can pull up the video and show it to you.
It is weird, but it's also like I'm not mad at it because it's working and
exactly.
So if it's gonna work, and if that's entertainment right now, and it is, like you can't. I mean, whatever. I mean, it is kind of. I get what you mean. It is weird, but it's also, it's not surprising.
No, and honestly, the biggest thing is not even people buying the fight because like I understand you kind of. I wanted to see it. It's like you're interested in it. What really sucks is like Floyd Mayweather came out and said with all the brand deals just on his trunks for the fight, he made $30 million. $30 million for just having the logo. He was wearing an OnlyFans hat walking out to the ring. An OnlyFans hat.
Funny. Does he have his OnlyFans? No. Imagine. Some
of the videos are him punching people, and some of the videos are him just going to fucking town with like a girl. Here, I want to show you the Logan Paul Mayweather thing.
Okay.
What do you think? You see, watch. Okay. So first off,
right
he
there,
clocks him right there. And then if you watch Logan Paul.
Yeah, I can't tell, honestly. I see it could be both. It could be both. That's hard to tell for me.
He absolutely does fucking clock him, though. I mean, he's got a clean shot.
They just got tangled and then they both fell.
So the whole time, this is what was happening.
I wish the clip went on a little longer so I could see what Logan Paul, how he's acting right after this moment.
Yeah.
Does he get right back up?
The whole entire fight, this is what people were booing, was Logan Paul after the first round, where Logan Paul just like waved wildly at Mayweather. Like he looked like you know the videos where a little kid is trying to punch a big kid and the big kid is holding him away with his hand like this. That's what Logan Paul looked like, even though he's like 9 inches taller than Floyd Mayweather. Bigger, and then the rest of the fight was just him hugging Floyd the entire time. So people were booing towards the end of the fight.
He's hugging him because he doesn't want him to get away from him because that's what Floyd does.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it sounds like I got nothing. I don't know. Sounds like it was a crazy fight, but I don't think I don't know if I believe that he was knocked out.
I could believe if I suspected from the beginning that it was planned. It was predetermined.
That there was not going to be a winner.
Right. because there were no judges, there was no official winner, and so if one of them didn't knock out the other, it was just an empty fight, and everyone that bet on it just gets their money back, and it's just empty.
What? Yeah,
So-
that's weird. That's weird that they won't, like, I didn't know that until I saw all the information coming out. I didn't know that it was an unjudged fight and that it was just, there was going to be no winner. Like, I would have assumed, okay, so no matter what, Floyd Mayweather's going to win this. If he doesn't knock him out, he's just going to win by being the best boxer in the world. But it's just not.
And that's
But
what I'm
everyone
saying,
knows.
you know?
Everyone knows, though, so it's fine.
Yeah, but that was the whole thing. So like Logan Paul has nothing to lose, and he can say, which he is, oh, I went the distance with Floyd Mayweather. Like I won. It doesn't matter. And it's okay, whatever.
Pretty dumb.
Yeah.
Well, what are you going to do?
But anyway, yeah. Speaking of TV, the biggest thing right now is Bo Burnham, because he's fucking everywhere, man. He's all over TikTok. His stuff is the top stuff on YouTube right now.
Yeah,
he's
all
just
of the
everywhere.
the songs and stuff from his new special Inside, which is on Netflix. They're all out and it's good. Logan and I just watched it, and we have yet to talk about it. We've been refraining from talking about it until we get on the podcast so that we can have a fresh convo. But obviously, I mean, we both loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I thought it was awesome, but I didn't like it as much as his past specials. What is still my favorite special of his, and then I think I also like Make Happy a little bit more than Inside, and it might just be because they are both actual specials where he's doing it live performance and everything, and this is such a different thing. So I have to take that into consideration too. But I think it's because he has such a specific introspective style that he really kind of developed with What. Like before that, when he did Words, it was more standard comedy with a little bit of his like smart style, but with What, he really started getting really experimental, and I thought it was hilarious and great. And then all of like I said, he's introspective and looking at how the routine of creating comedy and participating in the whole system, looking at how that works. And so Inside, certain stuff that he was talking about, I felt like was stuff I'd already heard him talk about. So I was like, oh, you've already done this. So and certain stuff came off as, like, dare I say, I don't want to, because he also is self-aware when he sounds pretentious, but certain parts came off a little pretentious to me, even though he was doing the whole self-aware, look at me being pretentious thing. It was still, like, it still felt a little pretentious, but maybe that's just because I haven't watched him in a long time. Like, it's been 5 years or whatever since he's made material. So I just had to remind myself, oh yeah, this is how he is. And it was really funny. That's what I think.
Okay, so just to respond to most of what you said, for sure. I also agree with a little bit of what you're saying. Like, so the special is half special and half him making the special that you're watching. Yeah. Which makes it kind of like self-righteous. Like, come on. Like, it's only 30 minutes.
Bad. There was only a few moments that really made me go,
exactly.
Okay.
And it's like, because why are we watching? You're like showing me the behind the scenes before the product is out. You know what I mean? So it's like, but that was kind of the exercise itself too. It was like, making it was a huge piece of the thing itself, And I think what a good point that I've kind of told myself is, this is a very specific special. It's very specific to the time. It's very specific about the time. And there's still silly stuff that works on anything, but so much of it is about being inside and about the pandemic and about the anxiety that comes from that. And we've talked about that before. Like, there is mental, like, degradation almost, or degeneration, I would say, like, from what's been going on over the past like year and a half. And I think so it captures that really well, and it's also funny, and it's also an examination of his own mental state. But it's really smart, and I like it. And I also think that if it wasn't Bo Burnham, this would not be put out.
Oh yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean?
For sure,
he's the only one with the platform where Netflix will let him do this and put it
that's
out.
What I was gonna
but
say.
That's it's awesome. Like,
I mean, honestly, like, so much respect to him for doing it all himself: editing, writing, directing, acting. Like every single thing he did it all himself, all alone. Like that's the whole point of the thing. Right. And I was thinking the same thing. Like, Netflix just gave him this budget and gave him all this equipment to do this because they trusted him and they know he can, and he did, and it's great. But it's just, for me, not as great as What or some of his other stuff. But it's great for exactly what it is. I think it's awesome. But
Exactly. And I think it's cool too, like you were talking about a little bit, as you and I have been fans for so long. Like we've both been watching him since he was on YouTube. And so you can literally like draw a line, and it's like watching the development of music over like 20 years. You can see, you know, like in Words, he's really silly. And he's also, it was the first time that he was trying to prove like, I'm not this idiot that I was on YouTube, like doing Welcome to YouTube and like the song Love Is, that's just kind of like the clan cookout, which is like be as offensive as possible. You know what I mean? And so in Words, he was like, no, I'm actually intelligent. But that's when it like went too far almost. And then he talks about that in What, like he becomes really introspective and What, but he also talks about, you know, at the ending when he's like the agent is saying like people want songs about sugary cereals and blah, blah, like they want silliness, you know, not the super introspective. And I think you can see and Make Happy that he tries to balance that, because he does more relatable stuff in Make Happy than he does in What.
But it's also like, even when he's doing the relatable stuff, he's saying, I'm doing this because it's relatable and I was told I should. You know, it's like, it's all still a joke.
But it's all his own ideas too. Like his stuff, the country music song is really funny and silly and relatable because we all hear it. But it's also him going, God, doesn't this suck? Yeah. Y'all dumb motherfuckers want a key change.
Man, I haven't watched those specials, both of them, in a long time, What or Make Happy, but I need to give those a rewatch. I really liked my favorite skit in the new one Inside was the one where he's reacting to his own song. It's like a minute-long song or a 30-second song, and then suddenly it cuts to him, and he goes, "Hey guys, so I'm going to be reacting to this song that you just saw," and he starts explaining the song, blah 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 blah, and then as he's reacting to it, the song in the corner of the screen, it turns into him going, "Hey guys, I'm going to start reacting to this song." And then he's like, "Wait a minute, what?" And it gets super meta. He's watching himself react to the song. And he goes, oh, so this is me reacting. Okay, because it played right after the song. I get it. Right. Okay, well then I'm just going to keep going. And he keeps going and reacting to that. And it does it like 3 times. And then he's like, that was so funny and so genius. Like, he had to have really practiced that. He would have had to have had stopwatches to know exactly how long the song is, to know when it's going to stop to go to the next. It's hard to explain if you haven't seen the skit, but like I just have a lot of respect for that one. That was for just so funny. It was all one take too. Great.
Just the work of it alone is really impressive. But I also really like the theme of it, which is like every time the reaction video comes up, he goes one level deeper on examining himself. The first one is him going, the idea behind this song was there's not that many, there's a lot of songs about working class people, but there's not that many songs about unpaid interns and blah, blah, blah. And then the next one he goes, I'm explaining this, it's kind of pretentious. It's this, it's because I need every song that I write to have a really deep meaning. And then the next level he goes, oh, that's kind of a habit I have where I try and self-project at my own criticism before you have the, you know what I mean? It just keeps going and going.
So that's
why
I'm saying that it's pretentious, even though doing that doesn't make it any less pretentious. But that's what
I'm just trying to hide the fact that I'm a douchebag, which doesn't work.
Dude, it was funny.
Like looking in several mirrors and just going deeper every single time.
All right, this is getting weird. I'm gonna stop. I just want to stop, and it all shuts off. That was a great sketch. And the one where he's suddenly a YouTube gamer. He's like, "What's up? I'm gonna play this game called Inside," a Twitch gamer, and he's like, "What's up? Thanks, Dante, for the coins. So I guess I'm this guy who's inside and I can walk around." It's like him on the screen.
I guess I'll cry again. Dude, and that one and the reaction video fully prove that he is an absolute like student of the internet.
Yeah,
he
has been since the internet the beginning.
Yeah, because you can't make those bits.
YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. He was one of the first like YouTube viral stars, and you can't make those bits, the reaction one and the Twitch one, without consuming all of the material all the time.
Yeah.
The way
to be able to
it,
mimic it so perfectly.
Exactly. And all the lighting is perfect. It's all perfectly, it looks the exact same. And when he comes up with a knife and he's going, I just want to say thank you for consuming my content. It's my favorite thing to do. He just has the knife. Everything is perfect. It's so perfectly. And the fucking white woman's Instagram. Have you seen now? Funny. It's a trend. So just to kind of sum up everything, like it is awesome and it is sweeping the internet right now. Inside the special is for a good reason. It is really challenging and awesome and really like deep and heartening. You know what I mean? Like it's fulfilling. But
It's
anyway, so
honest.
now he's kind of he's getting this like social media following. Like girls are gonna start making like fan cams of him where it's a bunch of clips of him edited to a pop song. You know, but people
I'm
are
sure
also
he's already
posting.
had that. He's been famous for a long time.
Yeah, but it's
He's
all about
reigniting
the
it, though.
power of recency. But yeah, now there's a trend where white girls are posting his white women Instagram photos and then their photos that are the exact same.
That's awesome.
It's so fucking funny.
Is it like
and
they're recreating them, or they've already coincidentally
no,
done
it's
the
on
exact
their
photo?
feed already.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah. He did his
Dude, that
fucking
was great.
research. He researched for that.
All those shots, every single line. That was a really funny song. And
Mm-hmm.
when he started like when he took a jab at the fact that you're right, they do all post a big paragraph when their mom died 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And that's so sad, but it's so funny that like I never thought about how that is like a trope that white girls do on Instagram. And he starts saying, "I miss your smile," and whatever. He just starts to get this whole big lyric about a mom who died 10 years ago, and it wasn't even funny. It was like the lyrics. It was just like straight like copy and paste of an actual paragraph.
Yeah,
Here.
exactly.
The only thing that was funny about it was that he was doing that. Like
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Give a hug and kiss to dad is how he ends it. The dad is also dead. God damn.
Oh man.
Yeah, man. So if you haven't watched it, go watch it. But be prepared to like climb and declimb mountains the whole time because it's like humor and also very just direct.
What would it be like for someone to watch it if they haven't seen Bo Burnham, if they don't know who Bo Burnham is? Do you think it would be better if you've watched What and Make Happy at least, and then that?
So I had a friend I told to watch it, and she did, and she loved it, and she had never even heard his name before. But just generically, I think you need to see some of it beforehand. Otherwise, I think because it's still labeled comedy, you don't know that you're going into it and you're going to watch like, no, this guy his mental health is not good. And so it's comedy, but it's also just an examination of like, what the fuck is going on? So it's hard, but I think it's still consumable just on its own.
Yeah, it would probably be like if you hadn't seen anything of his and you're watching it, it would take you a while to be like, okay, I get this guy. But like going into it how we did, I started getting it right away. I was like, oh, he's back. This is yep, Bo Burnham. So like,
yeah. But there is a lot of difference too. He is. There's a lot of sides of him that we haven't seen before in Inside. Yeah. Even
like
though
it is still, it's
still him. Yeah, just him with beard and long hair.
Yeah. Well, we could do a whole podcast on this. We should probably.
Yeah.
We should probably
just to sum up, because we've been talking about this like person who sounds like they need help. Did you see he like tweeted a picture a couple days after it came out and people were like freaking out of just him out in the sun?
Oh no, that's funny.
It was just him in the sun, and it was like the caption was just a sun emoji, and it, like if you love him, you get it.
Yeah,
he's saying like, yeah, all of that, but I'm all right.
I'm okay. Like,
yep.
Don't worry. Yeah.
You know.
Should we do a vinyl time?
Yeah. Yep.
If that, all right, okay.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say if that whole last part gets cut out, then the reason we're laughing is because we were just talking about stupid shit. Anyway.
It would be really funny to put in the podcast like us just a cut, and then it's just us going, yeah, that's gonna get cut out of the podcast. Yeah. It's just not in there.
We could do that right now. Hey, they want to do a vinyl time? Start with what you just said.
Cool. Yeah, let's do a vinyl time.
Okay. All right, let's do a vinyl time.
It's vinyl time.
All right. So today I chose Junk, which is an album by M83, and it's actually the only album by them that I like. It's the only music by them that I know at all. They have some popular songs, but I don't listen to them. This album particularly has a very 70s influence, in my opinion. It sounds like kind of like 70s synth music, but it's I don't know, it's got like a nostalgic sound to it, even though it was like a recent album. And I discovered it when I was working at Spencer's back in California, years ago, early college. That's when I discovered this album. It's pretty cool. Doesn't have an inside, it just has these. But one cool thing is it's a double album, right? And this other vinyl, this one, it only has 3 sides. So side D has an etching. If you can see, let me see if I can get that to reflect. I don't think I can. That's okay. But it's got an etching of these two mop monsters that are on the cover of the album. And it's a really cool album. My favorite song from it is called Solitude. That was my introduction to the album. And check it out. Bam! There's a minute.
That was sick.
That was pretty
Damn.
sick, huh?
Yeah. Check it out, and then the time hits. God damn.
Bam. I'm getting so good at it.
Rad. I don't think I know that album.
I don't know.
I
if
know
you do.
M83, but I don't know that album.
They have that
specifically.
one song. The only popular song of them that I know is the one that goes.
Oh, yeah.
You know that one?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I've heard that on every commercial ever.
Yeah, it's a commercial song. It's called Midnight City. Yeah. But I'm not a fan of that song. I'm a fan of this album.
Yeah. Have you seen the video that's going crazy right now of the girl singing what is the song called? As the World Caves In, I think? Yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
So you haven't heard this video then? So As the
I don't
World
think so.
Caves In is like this I don't know how to describe it. Kind of like an indie pop song from like the earlier 2000s, and this girl covered it and she sings it in kind of like an epic trailer sort of way. It's about like an atom bomb killing everyone, and
Epic trailer like As the World Caves In or something like that.
Did you just write that right now?
Yeah.
Damn.
I can write hits.
Good for you, man.
But is
Anyway,
that how
so
she
yeah,
sings
she's like I don't know how to describe it, but it's super epic rather than just sounding like an indie pop song, and she you know, backs herself up, and she has a ton of reverb on her voice, and anyway, it's just blown up right now, and it's a TikTok trend of any emotional scene ever. Now they're attaching that song to it.
Oh, that's just a recycling of the what you say.
Exactly. Oh, I sent it to you. That TikTok of Lightning McQueen going flying through the air, an
I don't remember.
animated car going flying through the air, and there's the song in the background is like, oh girl, it's you that I lie with, and it's this animated car flying through the air in slow motion. It's like,
I don't remember that one. I must have missed it.
yeah, you purposefully ignored.
I probably saw that it was cars, and I was just like, skip it. I don't like cars.
Yeah, but
The
it's
one
just
Pixar
so
movie
funny
that
to
I
me
like.
that there are people on TikTok like, oh my god, lightning.
Yeah,
Animated
well, that's
car
the
with a
joke.
fucking face.
Owen Wilson.
Shit.
He's the voice of that car.
Yeah, and Larry the Cable Guy.
Oh yeah.
Larry, whose last name is the Cable Guy.
Yep. All one
All
word.
right. So my vinyl. Let me grab it. All right. So my vinyl is Queen live at Wembley 86. So when I was growing up, my dad had 2 live DVDs at our house. It was Kiss Alive 4 with the Australia Symphony and Queen live at Wembley. And so I bought this on vinyl because this was really like my first introduction to Queen, and it is them at like their peak live sound. So there's a bunch of cool stuff in here with like pictures of the concert and different things like that, and a huge picture of Wembley just full of fucking people, and Queen just going crazy. But this album shows you what a deep fucking catalog Queen has and just how good they were. They were just at their peak, and it also sounds super 80s. Because like I've pointed out to you before, you can especially hear it in Bohemian Rhapsody on this one, because Wembley was like the largest stadium in the world at the time. The sound was traveling through the stadium at different times, and so you can hear the crowd clapping at different times when the sound was reaching them. And it just makes for cool effect. So I'm out of time, but it's an awesome live album. I still love live albums, and
Nice.
Queen
Hell yeah,
specifically. It's a
good one.
great album.
That's a good introduction to Queen.
Dude, that was the thing. For the longest time, I knew the live versions of Queen's
Yeah.
songs rather than the studio versions. And Queen live, they're like one of the biggest different bands between the studio and live version. This doesn't count as my vinyl time because we're just talking about it generally. So, but anyway, so dude, the whole thing opens with One Vision. Do you know that song?
No.
One heart, one soul.
I don't think I know that one.
No. It's One Vision, and in the studio version, it's like kind of poppy, and it sounds like kind of like an '80s pop song or whatever. But they open the show with it here, and Brian May just comes out and goes wow, on it, and like his guitar sound is just incredible, and they fucking rock out. And
Hell
so
yeah.
there's a lot of songs on here that are almost better than the studio version because there's so much like power and emotion in it, rather than the '80s pop was really kind of like contrived almost.
Yeah. I like 80s pop. I have this weird soft spot for 80s pop, and like Cyndi Lauper type stuff. Like I don't know what it is.
I knew it was coming. I knew you were gonna say it. Yeah.
I didn't grow up in the 80s, but these like 80s pop songs that were used in movies and shit make me feel nostalgic. Like that one and fucking Don't Forget About Me, Time After Time, all those like girly sounding 80s pop songs. The Promise, I'm sorry, but I'm just thinking of the right word. Because that was at the end of Napoleon Dynamite, so that's probably why it's nostalgic for me. But like, I don't know, it's weird. I have a playlist on Spotify of just Andy's 80s vibes, I call it.
Well, we've talked about before, Everybody Wants to Rule the World, too.
That's
it's
a good song.
Fucking awesome song, man.
Yeah.
That's a really cool song.
I love that drum syncopation video where the guy's doing the drum beat to it.
Playing it in different times.
What is it? And he goes, I can't fucking do it. I mean, I was about to try and do it.
Because it's kind of a shuffle.
Yeah, but how does that video do it? Where he goes,
that's one of the signatures I remember that he was doing. But
yeah, I can't sing it. I need to memorize it. I'm going in my head. Can I figure it out right now? No, I need to like hear the video and then I can copy it. But that's anyway. Probably
it's
just
cool,
cut
though.
that stupid shit.
Yeah.
But dude, there's a fucking mosquito in here. I keep on seeing it. And I'm all paranoid now because that's all I'm thinking of. I'm not gonna be able to focus on this podcast, and I can't hear it because I have these headphones on. But I see him going across the light. And dude, I was on the balcony last night for like maybe 10 minutes. I got 9 mosquito bites on my legs. And I was sitting there. We got this really cool candle thing with citronella oil that's supposed to repel mosquitoes, and it works pretty well. But last night it just didn't. And I had the citronella smoke was going, but these mosquitoes were just all over my calves. And the thing is, I looked like a crackhead. I was rubbing my calves over and over again, like just to make sure that they weren't on there. And somehow still, I came inside and I had 9 bites, and they're all really small bites because they only got a tiny opportunity to suck my blood before I slapped them off. Anyway, I'm pissed. There's one in the room.
That's how I treat women. I give them a little chance to suck me off, and then
and then you slap them.
Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
And you get 9 in 10 minutes.
That's always the goal.
Nah, that must be expensive.
So I don't have a response that's not going to make me seem like an asshole. So.
I hope I can kill this mosquito on camera.
So here's a question for you, as you can try and track the mosquito. When you go into a public restroom, what's your cleaning requirement before you will allow yourself to sit down in the stall?
It's just got to be dry. And most of the time it's not. There's always going to be...
That's a really low threshold. It just has to be dry.
Okay. Well,
That's
no,
it?
like...
So if there's a solid turd on the toilet, you'll just squish your butt cheeks down into the turd?
No, that's not dry. That's not what I meant. I didn't know you meant like worst case scenario if there's like puke and shit all over the toilet. If there's a solid turd on the toilet, I'll just hold it. I'm not using that
You're
toilet.
You're going to hold the turd?
I will hold my turd inside of me.
Okay.
If there's
Gotcha.
a solid turd of some other human being on the toilet, I'm not using that toilet. If there's like piss on the lid because men are disgusting and cannot pee in the toilet, then I'm going to wipe it off with like the thickest layering of toilet paper that I can imagine so that it doesn't soak through and get on my finger at all. And if it does, then I kill myself. But it hasn't yet so far in life. So I wipe it off and I flush it. And I used to get 3 squares of toilet paper 3 times and make a C around the lid so that I wouldn't even be sitting on the actual plastic of the toilet seat. But I don't do that anymore. I grew out of that. I just said, you know what? As long as I wipe it off and it looks clean, then I'll be okay. I'll take a shower and I'm not going to die.
Yeah. I, for some reason, have to wipe off the toilet seat and then I have to flush it before I'll sit down. Because in my mind, I guess if it flushes... Like, worst case scenario, if it flushes while I'm sitting on the toilet, I feel like other people's shit is floating into my body somehow.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I saw a video years ago when I was in college of someone dropping a toilet seat and a giant spider went out into the bowl and like into the water.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. And I was like, imagine if you hadn't flushed. And so
Oh,
literally
God.
consciously I will flush and I look for a giant alien spider in the toilet as I flush it first before I sit down.
That makes
Imagine
me
if you were sitting
squirm.
on it and your legs are like in a V and up through between your legs just goes a giant spider.
Nope.
Oh.
Dude. Oh, did you get the video I texted you
No, when was this?
the other day? Yesterday? I was sitting on the couch and Chelsea is in the kitchen and she screams. And I'm like, what the fuck is it? And she's like, it's a gigantic cockroach. And I was like, okay, let me kill it. And it was a gigantic cockroach. It was like a Madagascar cockroach in our fucking apartment. And we have a clean apartment and I have not seen any cockroaches at all since we've been here. But this was like one of those ones that you see at the mall. It was like 2 inches long and it was fucking huge. And I don't know how it got in our apartment, but it's not okay, dude. And I'm paranoid. I've had my eyes peeled since yesterday looking for cockroaches. I see a little leaf on the ground or something. I think it's a cockroach because I don't want there to be a nest of gigantic cockroaches in my apartment. That would be the worst. And these are like bigger than I've ever seen in an apartment. So anyway, it's the worst news in the world. And I sent you a video of its dead body after I killed it.
Right.
And it's pretty terrible. It's not okay. I'm not okay.
Yeah, you might have to move. You should probably
I
just
might
move.
have to fucking move. I don't know what to do about this, dude. I'm gonna wait it out and see if we see any more. But if there's one, there's more, right? Isn't that how cockroaches work?
Yeah.
Fuck. But they're not. It had to have come from somewhere else. It had to have somehow snuck in from outside. Maybe we tracked it in from the city somehow, and it like clung on to one of our pants or something we didn't know, and that's how it got in. That's what I'm gonna go with because I cannot sit with the fact that there could be a nest of cockroaches that big in this fucking. You know what we'll do right now? Ding! There's a picture of the cockroach because I can send it to you after this and you can put it up on the screen.
Ding.
And so that's
We're
it.
not
You can see how
live.
fucking
We are.
big it
This
is.
is completely contrived. It is fully edited in post. It is completely fake. We
Look
are
how
not
fucking
friends.
big
we
that
are not
cockroach
even
is.
friends.
Look
Yeah.
how big that cockroach is. Anyway, you'll see, Logan.
Yeah.
You,
All right.
you don't know what I'm. This is to the viewers. Wow, look how big it is, Logan. You don't know yet because you didn't watch the video and I didn't send it to you yet because we
Not
do that
the first
afterwards.
time I've
and
heard
that's how
that, you
editing
know?
works. That's how editing works. Yes.
Wow, look how big it is.
Anyway.
That was my joke. You kept ranting, but my joke was going to be not the first time I've heard, wow, look how big it is. But the joke is that I have a tiny penis.
That's the
okay.
joke.
All right. So let me show you a video real quick of
Okay.
one of the craziest things that I saw this week.
Okay, show me. I want to see this shit. No, don't use that. Just use this. Okay, show me.
I'm using both. I'm putting that whole bit in there.
Ah.
All right. Here we go. Dude.
Oh, dude, I fucking saw this.
Oh, God damn it.
Sorry,
All
but
right.
Logan, this was everywhere. This was fucking insane.
Was it? Okay. I assume that everything in my world is just in my world. And there's nothing else. So this girl runs out to save her dogs from a fucking bear.
There are 3 dogs, and she cares about them like 4 dogs.
Look at her.
And she
Look at her
runs out,
go.
And she shoves it off a ledge, dude. Holy shit. And
She
was that
shoves the fucking bear.
was that its cubs? Are the bear's cubs there?
It looks like it. It looked like there was a family. Yeah.
I couldn't tell if that was the cubs or one of her dogs. Okay,
No,
yeah,
those
look
are
at
the
the cubs
cubs.
behind her. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's 3 bears. One of them is fully grown, and she runs out no fear to protect her dogs and shove this bear in the
The
fucking
hair-raising
face.
video features 17-year-old Haley from California. Clips show the bears and its cubs walking along the low fence in the teen's backyard.
I'm telling you right now, I don't give a shit about Mayweather Paul. I would pay to see this lady versus that bear.
Oh, yeah.
Right now.
I wouldn't because I don't want to see someone get mauled to death.
Well, apparently, this girl's got the upper hand. She's 1-0.
No. She got lucky. She got fucking lucky, dude. Could you imagine if it just would have swiped correctly and gotten her entire face in one sweep?
Dude.
But honestly, you can tell that I'm not trying to sound tough. I could see myself doing something this stupid out of like love for my cat or something.
Oh,
Because,
absolutely.
like,
My dog
Yeah.
versus any animal, I am fucking that animal up.
I wouldn't
as much
even,
as I
it
can.
wouldn't even. Yeah, I would just be like, oh no, I got it. Like I wouldn't even think I might
There would
die.
be no
I'd just
thought.
be like,
Yeah.
I would just be like, I can obviously push this bear off. It's on a ledge. I just need to push
Right.
it off. Like I might have done the same thing in her shoes.
I would
Yeah.
do stupid shit to try and keep my dog from harm.
Yeah. And
dumb,
also, I have a
dumb
secret
shit.
death wish where I want to get killed by a bear because that'd be the coolest way to die. So
Yeah, you actually just kind of very lightly tap it.
yeah, I just like flick it in the nose a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, what you gonna do about it, bear? What you gonna do, you bitch? Fucking, you're goading the bear.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, be you big stupid bear. Fuck you.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I couldn't believe it.
She gets to tell this story, and she gets to show that footage to everyone that she wants to.
I've thought to myself before, like when I'm walking my dog out, if there was like a drive-by shooting for some reason, like if a rival gang that I didn't know that I was on the rival side of tried shooting me while I was walking my dog, I would dive and try to make sure that my dog didn't get shot.
Yeah.
Not to protect myself. I would try and keep my dog from getting shot.
Yeah.
I would take bullets for my dog.
Just
and
lay
the dog,
on him.
and then the dog would continue living its life and never know.
Well, he would chase after the car that did the drive-by shooting and kill them all.
You think
it would
so?
be like John Wick in reverse. Yeah.
I've never seen any of the John Wicks.
Fuck! God damn it! I saw it. I saw the mosquito. Didn't kill it.
You missed.
I haven't seen John Wick either. But here, this is a good segue because I saw Nobody with Bob Odenkirk, the new badass movie that came out starring Bob Odenkirk, who I think is just awesome because he's this comedy actor, comedy writer since like the 90s, and that's what his whole career was doing comedy, sketch writing, and occasionally acting. And then he had the show Mr. Show with David Cross, and he's always been funny up until Breaking Bad. He gets Saul Goodman, still a comic relief character, but he's in this amazing award-winning drama show. And then that was his first little step into the drama world, and then he got Better Call Saul as a spinoff from Breaking Bad. And after that, his whole career has taken an entirely different trajectory. And I think it's awesome because it's Bob Odenkirk and I'm a fan of him. Yeah. And it's just so cool to now see him going from Better Call Saul to this action movie called Nobody, where he's this like retired hitman who it's just like a John Wick type movie. And I knew that going in, it was going to be a silly, over the top killing movie, and that's what it was. And so it was really fun to watch. It was really well choreographed, all the fight scenes, and it was just hilarious because it's Bob Odenkirk, so I have a bias and I like it already because it's him. So anyway, I recommend it. You should see it. It's fucking great, and it's by the same guy who did John Wick. So I haven't seen John Wick, but it's got that same type of feel apparently.
So I haven't seen the movie yet, but I listened to an interview with Bob Odenkirk where he talks about it a lot. Did you know like all the fighting is him?
Yeah, he trained for like 2 years.
Yeah, like with the people
fight.
who train like Chris Hemsworth and like Keanu Reeves, like all these fucking crazy Hugh Jackman.
So fucking awesome.
He trains all of those people, and then he's just training Bob Odenkirk. And how old is he? I want to go. I'm looking up Bob Odenkirk.
Yeah, he's
58. He's 58
Jesus.
fucking years old, and he's like
crazy.
Doing fighting training for 2 years.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Dude, good for him though. And like he has this cover on like EQ magazine or some like big magazine where he's like looking like a movie star, you know, laying on a like a beach chair with like sunglasses, and like, you know, like it's just weird seeing him go from this funny guy to this like glamorous like badass now, and it's just it's pretty cool. I support it. I'm a fan of his. So if you haven't seen Nobody, go see it, or you're nobody.
So I was just working USA Gymnastics Championships, and there was a woman. So obviously, you know, like most of them are like in their 20s or even younger. Like there were some girls that were fucking like 14 competing for like a USA Gymnastics Championship. And then there was this one woman competing who is like 32 years old or something. She has 2 kids. She hasn't competed in gymnastics in like 10 years. And she was trying to make a comeback and make the Olympics, you know, and just prove that she could do it still. And dude, I loved it. I loved watching it, and I loved getting to like direct it and tell that story. But she's fucking competing, and she's not doing that well. And then she gets to the bars. You know, have you ever watched gymnastics? There's the uneven bars. They're like not as high as and they swing and they fly back and forth and stuff. And
ooh, dude, I've seen some bad wipeouts on those too.
Dude, so she's going, and it was fine, and then she gets to the higher bar, and she does like the thing where she throws herself up, and she's laying out, and she has to grab it, and she just fully missed and just went right on her face, and it was like, oh no, she can't. She's 30, like she can't do that.
That sucks.
And this is the last day that she can like make it, and she tried to get back up there, and you could tell like right away that she was having like a tough time, and she ended up just like putting her hand up and deciding like, I can't do it, and just like giving up.
That sucks.
And it was like, dude, like that fucking hurt, man. It like hurt my heart because I was so happy
that's
for
pretty
her.
heartbreaking.
And but the thing is, she's in her fucking 30s. Like
everyone wanted her to do really, really well.
Yeah,
of course,
like it was
everything.
awesome. But oh no, here I can show you the clip of it. I don't. Maybe I shouldn't, but it's all right.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
dang
and
it.
then so she gets. Oh man, yeah. We were showing her family, her husband, her
Yeah.
kids, and stuff.
And she used to be like really good, and she's trying to
and she gets up
relive
there,
her prime
so,
years.
So she gets back up and she's on the high bar and she's gonna try and do something and she drops down again.
She just
Then you can see like in this moment, oh, that was her, like that signals like I'm done.
I'm done. Yeah,
and
that sucks.
and that was it. That's the end of her career. And it was like, dude, oh, that fucking hurts. Like what a kick to the sack.
Yeah.
Like,
Weird
it's
seeing
just-
that too. Like you're right. That's the end of her career. She knows it. Like that was her
Yeah.
last chance, and she kind of blew it, and it really sucks. And like
Yeah.
you're seeing footage of someone who is going through that moment in their life, which is huge.
exactly.
That's crazy.
And her name is Chelsea Memo. Go and look her up and like send her nice thoughts. Don't
yeah.
because
Don't hate.
yeah, I loved it, and I felt so good that she was doing it. It was such a good feeling because I promise you, I'm gonna be dead by her age. I promise.
gonna
I'm
kill
not
yourself?
gonna
What
be
the hell?
flipping on those bars, but yeah. Even the fact that she did it is awesome.
Yeah, no,
Good for
props to
her.
her. That's cool.
Yeah,
She's probably still proud of herself. She should be. Her family is and everything. So she
Right.
got the whole sob story and everything. It just didn't work out the way it was supposed to for national
Right.
TV.
it was like she didn't get the golden buzzer on America's Got
She
Talent.
didn't get the movie deal that she was gonna get if she did well.
Maybe she
to
still
have a
will.
to have a biopic made of her.
Sometimes they like the movies that lose. Friday Night Lights, Rocky.
Yeah, yeah, but like those aren't based off of true things.
Well, Friday Night Lights is.
Oh, I've never watched fucking football movies. I don't give a shit. But Rocky was just written by Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
We should do some segments like Andy's Candy and Logan's Locker.
Sure.
Well, for Andy's Candy today, I was gonna just mention that I watched all of Queen's Gambit, and it was good. I liked it. I was really into it. I haven't watched a new show in a while, but this is a limited series. It's not going to have a season 2 because it's just based off of one book, I think, called The Queen's Gambit. Anyway, it was a cool show, but when I was watching it, I told you I was watching it, and you said that it slows down a little bit, and you were right. Like, the later episodes of the series weren't as, like, gripping. It was more entertaining when you were seeing her as a young orphan learning about chess. I liked those episodes a lot more. But anyway, I watched it. It was cool, and another thing is the guy whoever wrote the music was like really influenced by Thomas Newman, who did the music for Green Mile and Shawshank Redemption and like Finding Nemo. He has a really specific sound, and I don't know, I actually thought it was him at first. I had to look it up, but it wasn't him. But like there were a lot of like phrasings of certain notes and stuff and harmonies that really sounded like, oh, that could have just been straight from a Thomas Newman score. Anyway, so that's something I noticed. And Queen's Gambit was a really good show, and that's my candy this week. I'm gonna be sucking on it all week. I'm gonna be sucking on the Queen's Gambit.
Did you know that the showrunner for that had been trying to get that show made for like decades?
Wow, really?
Yeah, so it's a book, and the book came out in like the 80s. And ever right when the book came out, the showrunner decided like I want to make a show out of this and started working on it, and it took him that long
That's
to get
crazy.
it made.
That's kind of cool. That's really cool though.
Yeah, it was interesting. And I think the cool thing about it is it's interesting even if chess makes no sense to your brain at all.
But that's where it started to slow down a little bit too, is because after a while it's like, well, this is what the show's about, so here's another chess montage where you only know what's going on based off of the character's facial reactions, because you're not following the chessboard that quickly, and it's like all this like badass music, and they're just like moving pieces and shit, and they're finding all these different ways to edit a chess playing montage.
Yeah.
So it was good in that way. They did the best that they could with it, but some of it was like, okay, I get it. Either she's gonna lose or she's gonna win right now. She's probably gonna win, and yep, she won. There's only like 2 times that she loses or whatever.
Yeah. But it was engaging for sure. It was engaging and
Yeah.
entertaining, and I enjoyed it. I think it could have been like a couple episodes shorter. But
Probably.
The lead girl, what's that girl's name? Anya Taylor Jones or something?
I forget. But
I
she
think
was in
that's
the
her
movie.
name.
She was in the movie Split.
Anya Taylor Joy. I was close.
Nice.
She was good. She was
Yeah,
like
no, she
interesting
was.
and engaging and yeah. So it's like, and that's the thing. It's like you could be a dumb, stupid asshole piece of shit like me, and you still enjoy it, even though if you put a chessboard in front of me, I know how the horse moves.
You don't know how to play chess? You really are a dumb, stupid idiot asshole.
The castle goes straight up and down and left and right,
Or left and right.
and the horse goes in an L. That's what
Yeah.
I got.
And then there's
The one that kind of looks like an upside down ice cream cone goes diagonally.
yeah, that's the bishop, and then the queen goes whatever she wants. the king can move in any direction he wants, but only one space, and the pawns can only go forward one space. But if it's the very first turn, they can go 2 spaces.
Right.
Am I missing any pieces?
Probably.
I used to play chess a little bit when I was younger. It's fun. I was never good at it, but it made me want to like play it again. So I might have to get a chessboard now.
I was in a chess competition in middle school and I didn't know how to play.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. People thought I was smart in middle school. They were like, this kid's talented and gifted.
So they put you in a chess competition?
Yep.
Did they say, hey, Logan, do you know how to play chess?
No, so I was in tag. I was in talented and gifted because I'm really, really smart.
Yeah.
And then we had a chess competition. I guess it was mandatory. And I was like, oh, I don't know how to play chess. And they were like, you'll figure it out.
That's dumb. That's dumb. They're dumb, and
well,
you're
I lost
dumb.
in the first round, so I only had to play
Yeah, and you weren't
but...
talented or gifted.
Oh, I was.
I mean, you
in the
weren't
day.
because here's the thing: I'm talented and gifted, Logan, and I wasn't in fucking tag. Okay.
Yeah, that's because you're dumb.
No.
Yeah. It's because I was a senator's son. They said, "Oh, damn, this kid's got pull."
And yeah, I only played tag at recess, but that's okay.
Yeah. I wonder
This
if
kid's
there's
got pull.
tag everywhere. If it's tag or if it's like a different name. But is there like a? Why would you? How can you decide? So I remember I was in tag, which is talented and gifted. It was like a special program where like they pull you out of normal classes and they put you in like smart classes, and
You're
worked
so
out well
proud
for me.
right now.
So
proud
worked
of
out really
yourself.
well. But it was like they decided
It was
when I was in, like,
arbitrary.
first grade. And
Yeah,
I
it was-
remember the
yeah.
test. For some reason, this sticks in my brain. For one of the tests was there was a bunch of pictures. And when you put them in a line, it was a kid climbing a slide and going down the slide. And each picture was a different moment. And they said, put these in order. I was like, in first grade, I was like, this is fucking easy. Are you kidding me? You put the kid at the bottom of the ladder. Then you put him climbing the ladder. Then he's at the top of the slide. And then he's going down the slide.
Well, I mean,
and they said,
that's the only
okay,
one you remember.
For 18 years now, you're going to be smart. We're gonna
It
put you
wasn't
in
based
smart
off of
stuff.
that one little question, though.
But why was that part of the test? Any
I don't
first
know,
grader
'cause-
could have done that.
Probably not. I mean, I could have, and like most, but I mean, you're right. I don't know. I don't fucking know how they write these tests, but I'm sure it has something to do with like, ooh, does the child have the ability to recognize time and how it goes from the past to the future? Or do they have the ability to recognize patterns? It's just like simple stuff like that, like teaching you analogies and seeing which kids grasp
Yeah.
those the quickest, I guess. But what is stupid about it is that they just do it once in first grade and then never again. So like you have
Well, they
to
can't
make sure
pull you
have to-
out. They can't go like, hey, you were talented and gifted, but we decided.
No, but I mean, like you could, like no other kids ever get a chance to get in.
Oh, no, they have testing throughout. We added kids. And they
Oh,
were like
well,
outcasts. For
I never
like a
got
year.
any tests.
Yeah, dude, you're not smart. Like, what
But
do
the
you
thing is,
try-
I
what do
actually
you, do you want me to
fucking
just
am. I'm a
prove?
genius. I'm a genius. Is the
and
thing.
why are you
My
so
IQ
bitter?
is 180. My IQ is 186. My IQ is 200, bitch. I'm smarter than you'll ever be,
Yeah.
and I'm not bitter about being in tag because I got to
sweating.
learn from watching all. You're right. I am sweating, but that's just because it's
Yeah.
actually hot in here.
Did you ever see the clip of Trump doing an interview where the guy goes, you know, when Trump was trying to say that his IQ was like 600 or something, and he's like, I took an IQ test online, and a reporter challenges on him and said, I took the same IQ test that you did, Mr. President, and one of the questions was, what is this thing? And it was a picture of an elephant.
I'm sure.
I swear to God, that's what the interviewer
Wow.
said.
That's
And
hilarious.
that probably is the online IQ test that Trump took. He gave some answer about like, oh, well, they got harder, didn't they? They get harder.
Yeah. Well, they get harder. What's in your locker?
All right. So I just have a really quick locker today because like I said, I was working gymnastics. I worked Olympic wrestling qualifying earlier this year, and I'm just getting excited for the Olympics, man. And I was questioning myself on like why do I give a shit about the Olympics? But I do. I think it's like I still have this little kid like fantasy vision of the Olympics of like, oh, look, all these countries competing against each other, and it's like the unity of the world and all this stuff. It's not that cool, but I still love it. And specifically, this is the first year that skateboarding is in the Olympics, and I've always loved
That's cool.
skateboarding. I
That's
fucking love
awesome.
skateboarding. I think it's so cool. And so there's legitimately a Team USA skateboarding organization now. And to me, that's fucking awesome. Like we're qualifying because it's like all these Olympians, you know, it's Michael Phelps and all these perfectly cut. And then there's dudes that are
Name
like,
one more Olympian.
I can name some Olympians. Sean Johnson,
Okay, there you go. I 'cause
Katie
like,
Ledecky.
Nope, don't know who that is. I know the
She's
first
a
two. I was
swimmer.
Because I know Michael Phelps, and I was
Simone
thinking,
Biles.
are there any other
want me
Olympic
to keep
names that
going?
I could pull out?
That's it. That's all I got. No,
You know more than me.
yeah, but I like the Olympics. I always like watching it. But
No, I think it is really
I
cool
think
that
it's cool
there's
that I think it's cool that there's a skateboarding team, and that's what
Yeah.
I was saying. So it like Nyjah Houston is like the #1 rated skateboarder in the world. He skates for Nike skateboarding, and he's on Team USA, and he's just decked out in tattoos, and he wears like skater clothes, and it's the Olympic march. So the Olympics open, like the opening ceremonies is this march of all the members of the Olympic team, and it's just going to be a bunch of skaters and then a bunch of Olympians. I think that's awesome. So
Yeah.
my locker is the Olympics are coming up in July, and I'm excited for them. I like the Olympics, and I like having the fantasy that, I don't know, being a human means something, and we're all just unified in some way or another.
I mean, I would be excited for this Olympics too, just because of the skateboarding thing. I don't really ever watch the Olympics, really. I did when I was younger, and my dad would have it on if it was on. But it was never a big deal to me. But I think it'd be really cool to watch, like the TV. I think it'd be really cool to watch skateboarders on the Olympics.
Yeah,
And see how they edit that, see how that all works as a competition. Like, that's just cool.
Well, and skateboarding competitions are getting really well produced, especially like Red Bull shit. So Red Bull just had the world championships of street skating in Rome, and it looked like an ESPN broadcast, but it was skateboarding. And like, that's fucking cool, man.
Exactly. That's what I mean. That's
super
what would be cool about
underground,
it.
you know. It's
Yeah.
fun, and it's a fucking awesome sport, and it's one-on-one. You know, it's just
Yeah.
can you do it or not?
Yeah.
You know, so I'm excited for that, and I will drive and listen to the Olympics theme over and over and over again in my car.
Nice.
No,
That's
I like
a good
the slow
locker.
one. I like the slow one better.
What's the slow? Oh, you mean? Oh no, I know. Yeah.
Just slowed down.
Na, 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 na. That one.
Yeah, I play it.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah, the
dun,
timpani.
dun,
Dum,
dun, dun.
dum, dum,
Yeah.
dum. Yeah, I like that.
Well, I guess we should do some TikTok or Roonies.
Are you ever gonna stop saying that dumb shit?
No, dude, no, because I was waiting for you to notice that I've been saying it that way the entire time.
Yeah,
now it's fucking concrete. It's set in stone. That's what
I'm
we're
mad
doing.
about it. All right, I'll go first.
Okay.
All right, I'll show this one first.
Taking pictures of people that stop
What about all
by.
the illegal drugs you do in your garage?
Oh, there's no
and
illegal
on the
drugs in
property?
my garage.
Oh, yes, there is, and there's evidence of it.
Hello there.
You don't even see her at first. You don't even know she's there.
I love two things. I love two things about this video. One, I love the angry old white people because I love angry old white people.
Yeah,
You could just tell they're mad because someone is in their neighborhood that they don't
What
know.
about all the illegal drugs?
Illegal
you're
drugs,
doing on-
like he's all, he's all mad. He's filming him and stuff.
Look at his
But
fucking
then-
smug smile right there.
yeah,
at the
he's all,
end.
he's so fucking smug. But then this lady comes out of nowhere.
Evidence of it.
Hello there.
Hello.
Hello there. I fucking love that video.
And
man.
like
It's so fun.
she's also trying to be like snarky. Hello there. Like
she's
doesn't
all
like
standing like right next to him.
she's all confident, and the guy recording is just like letting her know how silly this all is. To
Yeah.
him. Like he knows this is gonna be a funny video.
Hello there.
Oh
Just
my
one more
God.
time. I just want to see one more time.
Garage.
Oh, yes, there is, and there's evidence of it.
Hello there.
Hello. She didn't know what to do
Hello there.
because he wasn't intimidated. And you can always
Yeah.
tell an old white guy like this, they can tell when they realize they're not intimidating. And you see the masculinity melt from them. And just
That's when they
absolutely
get really
like,
mad.
Yeah, that's when
Yeah.
that's when it triggers just absolute fury.
And it's always funny. It's so funny when it's a young kid too. Like whenever there's a video of an old guy yelling at some young kid, I wasn't even doing anything though. But I wasn't doing anything. The young kid's like snarkily responding. Okay,
Yeah.
whatever. I mean, you're just being a dick. I'm not even doing anything wrong. No, you know I'm not doing. You are doing something fucking wrong. Like the old guy just gets
Yep.
more and more mad
Yeah.
the more that they get disrespected by the kid, and it's a cycle that just keeps going, and it's so funny those types
and I
of
love
videos.
it. All right, and this one is so silly and stupid, but it made me giggle. So, and I'm saying giggle with 3
Good.
G's. It made me giggle. All right, here we go.
Okay, for the recipe, you're going to need 1 potato. This one is really veiny and big. So, yeah, get one of those.
That is silly.
It is really silly, but it made me laugh.
because it's unexpected.
Veiny, like she's just good. That girl's funny.
That's a good one.
big. I like that one. That's funny. All right. I just had a couple of silly ones this week.
Hey, that's what they are. I've got some silly ones too. Check this out.
Silly Billies?
Silly Billies.
Some silly tilly talkies. That doesn't.
I'll do this one first.
One day I got home from work and I saw this little guy is chilling on the ground. So I said, won't you come and live with me, yeah? And I took him in my home and I gave him a little water in his penthouse, but he didn't like it, no. So I went to Petco and I bought him a little aquatic center, and my brother dropped him on the cement. But then when he finally got into his home, he was happy.
I added that harmony just now. That wasn't in the video. But anyway, yep, there's that one.
So there's a lot to unpack in this video. I haven't seen this before. But, okay, the first thing is I was unsure if he was singing in the beginning,
I know, yeah,
or if he was just talking really silly. Second, there's moments where it almost sounds like he understands singing.
A little
There's
bit.
like little moments where you go, okay, yeah, and you missed it.
But it's funny. Yeah, it's so funny the way he like trails off. I found him just chilling on the floor. And like,
Yeah. And then the third thing was, that's not Petco.
nope, it's
He
PetSmart.
showed the
I
sign.
know,
That
yeah.
is not Petco.
It's a Petco. He's just like choosing notes.
Yeah.
I thought that was goofy and funny, and I liked that the turtle was happy at the end of it.
My brother dropped him on the concrete.
On the cement.
And it turned out the turtle was dead the whole time.
He's trying to fucking put like
Yeah.
little gems
Probably
and
from the
stuff
first
on it.
time I crushed him, or whatever he says.
All right, here's the other one.
Just a second.
Let me get, I need 2 chupacabras.
2 chupacabras.
What?
What'd you, Connor? I'm sorry.
Chupacabras.
Sorry. Connor, that's my son.
Anyway,
Okay, 2 steak.
I don't need to watch the whole
I,
rest of it, but it's just so
yeah.
funny the way the guy in the intercom goes, "What?" He's like laughing a little bit.
Yeah. My favorite thing is you can tell this mom is fun. She's
Exactly,
fun.
that's why I love it too.
Connor.
Connor, and she's laughing like he
Yeah,
does these
she's
pranks
fun.
on her all the time. Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
fun mom. It
That's
reminds
what I
me
liked
of my
too.
mom.
Yeah.
Just you get to a point where like you just have to accept that your son is a dick.
Yeah, and I could see, because your mom does that, Logan, laughing all the time. So like it reminded me of that.
Connor. Oh, that's my son. She just knows.
2 chupacabras, please.
2 chupacabras.
The guy's
that's
like,
fucking-
that's what I thought. You said chupacabra. I was like, and then the kid starts laughing really hard, shaking his phone around.
Yeah.
I love that. That just made me laugh very hard. Good for her. Good for Connor.
Yeah, good on you, Connor. You're a funny kid. I'll hang out with you
kid.
anytime. Oh, Connor. You remember the Welcome to YouTube video where Katy Perry goes, "Thank God you're 18 at least," and then before he plays, he goes, "Thank you, Mrs. Perry."
I don't remember that. I have to watch that again. I remember.
It's funny.
Man, that's so nostalgic.
Dude, I
thinking about
watched
where
it a
he
couple
started.
days ago, and like every reference in that song is now gone from history because
Yeah,
like
so
that,
topical.
that creator doesn't exist anymore. He talks
Weird.
about like What the Buck. You remember him?
Nope.
You don't remember What the Buck?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So it was like What the Buck. He talks about PewDiePie, which I think PewDiePie
Yeah.
still makes content.
Oh, he's still the top, isn't he?
Is he?
I'm pretty sure.
Super subscribed or something like
I
that.
thought he was like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just am remembering when he was the top a few years ago, and that stat
Right.
has stayed like a true fact in my mind. When really, I haven't caught up. I haven't stayed up to date with YouTube at all. I don't know who the fucking top YouTubers are. Probably some 8-year-old who reviews toys who has 22 million.
No, it's probably
followers or
some
something.
TikTok dancer that became a pop star.
Addison Rae, because I know who that
There
is
it
now
is.
because you told me who that was.
Yeah. But what else is he talks about Charlie the Unicorn? You remember that
I
video?
remember that.
And
They took my
and-
fucking kidney. Yeah.
And
classic.
Charlie bit my finger.
Yep.
What what else does he talk about? Chocolate Rain. Like it's
Yeah.
very it's just like things that you
All
would
of those
not.
first viral videos, the sneezing panda, the Afro Ninja, the Tron guy, the overdramatic prairie dog or whatever. Dun dun dun. Remember that?
Yeah. The first YouTube video I ever watched was Bear on Trampoline. That's
I
what
remember
it was
that.
called. You remember that? They shot a bear with a dart and he bounces on
Yeah.
the trampoline and hits the ground. Still funny. Still gets me.
I don't know, dude. I think the first one I ever watched actually was, and it's mean, but it's hilarious. It's still funny. It's always gonna be funny because it was so funny to me then that whenever I watch it now, it triggers the same tickle bone in my body. The fat kid falling on the log, where he's going Yahweh, Yahweh,
yeah.
por favor, and his brother's like lifting the log as he's crossing on the log, going across the stream, and he falls in between. It's so funny. And he like hits his head and falls in the ocean, into not the ocean, into the stream. It just gets me every time.
And one of the very first videos I saw on YouTube too after Bear on Trampoline was 3.14 Apple Pie by Burnham,
There you go.
which I listened to the other day, and he says there's a lot of jokes in there that are cancelable these days.
I mean, he has the whole song about it in Inside, saying when are they gonna come
Right.
after me or whatever.
Yeah. And he's talked about that a lot in interviews. Like, I fucking hate watching my stuff from 10 years ago. It makes me like sick. And he's very self-aware. Now we're back on Bo Burnham. We could do it. We could do it the whole time.
Like I said, yeah. Well, this has been a fun episode. It's good to be back, and I'm excited to record another one next week and to get back into the swing of things.
Yeah. Leave some comments if you hate everything about the podcast, and we'll just fully change it. We'll change everything.
Yeah, no, seriously, yeah.
I'll get a face transplant if you just don't like my face. I'll get it removed.
We'll move. We'll do it somewhere else. Anything our one viewer wants.
Yeah.
And
if you want to put your logo on my shorts, I won't even charge you $30 million. If you give me like a solid $20, I'll put your logo on my shorts.
And Logan wants to wear an OnlyFans hat for free.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I'll rep. I don't care. I'll rep Pornhub. I'll rep X videos.
Pornhub.
I don't care what your company is.
Yeah. Well, it's been another successful episode of Dude Same. Join us next week.